Ndubuisi Nwokolo. I'm a partner with Nextier, which is an international development firm based in Nigeria. So we work in conflict spaces, we work in peace, we work in governance, and we really have interest in power sector and the public sector reforms. I think they are multidimensional and they are interdimensional as well. Not only in the area of terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, farmer-herder conflict. The main thing is that even though one can say that climate-related issues are not direct, but today, to make that argument will be you have to be very strong to be able to prove that they are not direct again. They may be indirect, but their impact is so much that it has even overwhelmed the idea that they were no longer direct. So these things have led to a lot of issues. It has led to ethnic issues, they have led to economic issues, and then because there's lack of political will to deal with them. So it's exacerbating by the day. So you find out, like especially in Nigeria, where banditry is going on, farmer-herder conflict is going on, and terrorism in the northern part of Nigeria. Now, if you look at them, the shrinking of Lake Chad was one of the enablers to what we found in the northeast region of Nigeria. The banditry in northwest Nigeria has a lot to do with loss of livelihood by the herders who now took to criminality and are now moved local banditry to kidnapping and the kind of conflict we have going on in that part of the country. Farmer-herder conflict is not only experienced in Nigeria, it's experienced across West Africa. And it has a lot to do with climate change and movement of cattle down from the northern part where you have, especially the central Sahel, to northern part of most of these countries where you have farmers that are clashing every day with the herders. We need good governance. I think governance is an issue. Governance is a key to most of these things. Government need to, have the political will to do the right thing. For an instance, this is we are in 21st century. There's no nation state that, will keep saying that you have a grazing route and the herders should continue to graze along the path. So we should be looking at a situation where we are looking at ranching. But for you to do ranching, you must have a government that is firm, coming out to bring out decisive action, linking it to economy and how to improve the well-being of everybody. Inclusivity is an idea. Where people look at you as not being clear and not being open and not being transparent in your policies and program, groups now become very agitative and thinking, there's lack of inclusion. It means that the government have an agenda. So government need to be transparent. And once you have good governance driving most of these things, then you have an answer, you have a solution. Well, I think civil society has a role to play. We need to continue to question government. Development partners have a role. A lot of them are doing some key work. But where I think their problems are where strategic communication and the way we relay these messages do not work. So if we continue to relay the message well, especially to local communities, to say, this is a climate issue. Don't bring ethnicity into it. Don't bring religion into it. It's an economic issue, is a climate-related issue. Let's solve those two. We can be able to start reducing the other enablers that are fueling the conflict. Then you will keep having an answer to solving these problems.